What if I told you the real secret to conquering the market isn't some complex formula, but a code? Today, we're going to dive into the mind of a true legend, Jesse Livermore. This guy made and lost absolute fortunes. And in doing so, he left behind a masterclass in the psychology of speculation. And the best part? It's a code you can actually use. And this quote right here, it's pretty much the first rule of the whole code. See, Livermore learned this the hard way. We're talking millions, won and then lost. That the market itself, it isn't your real enemy. No, the real battle is fought in that little space between your ears. It's you against those universal human impulses, greed and fear. Okay, so how do you win that internal battle? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down. We're going to walk through Livermore's entire system for mastering not just the charts, but more importantly, mastering yourself. This slide really just lays it all out, doesn't it? It's like you're standing at a fork in the road. On one path, you're the gambler. You're running on hope, fear, and a whole lot of ego, just chasing that next cheap thrill. But the other path, that's the master speculator. That's the professional who's driven by evidence, by patience, by discipline. It's a total shift from seeking a rush to seeking what's actually real. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Rule number one, before anything else, before you even dream about profits, is this: survive. You have to learn how not to lose. Seriously, Livermore's whole system is built on defense first. Your main job isn't even to make money. It's to protect your capital so you're still around to play when a real opportunity finally shows up. And this is the bedrock, the absolute foundation of his whole system. If a trade goes south, you don't wait. You don't hope it'll turn around. You don't start making excuses. You get out. Full stop, period. That single act of discipline, that's what separates the pros from the amateurs. So how do you actually enforce a rule like that? With this, the mental stop loss. Here's the key. Before you even click buy, you decide on the exact price that proves your idea was wrong. Once the market hits that price, the decision is already made for you. There's no debate, no second guessing. It's a totally mechanical move that yanks your emotional, irrational self right out of the driver's seat. Now let's look at the flip side. This is what the gambler does, right? They place a bet. It immediately starts losing. But instead of cutting it loose, they do the exact opposite. They throw more good money after bad. They double down, not because of some brilliant new analysis, but simply because they're hoping they can somehow claw our way back to break even. Look, averaging down, it's not a strategy. It's an emotional defense mechanism. It's your ego screaming, "I can't be wrong." The market is literally handing you a message on a silver platter saying, hey, your initial judgment was flawed, and you're just crumpling it up and throwing it away. That's just financial suicide. Plain and simple. Okay, so you've got your defenses locked down. What's next? Well, now comes the hard part. Waiting. You have to understand that the market is basically a giant machine designed to transfer wealth from the impatient to the patient. It preys on that little voice in your head that's always screaming, do something, do something. And the truth is, the vast majority of the time, the market is just noise. It's directionless chop. It's moving sideways, throwing out fake signals left and right, all designed to lure you in. It's a siren's call for the impatient, getting them to make one small account-killing mistake after another. The real opportunities? They're actually pretty rare. Just let this number sink in for a second. 80%. That means that a whopping 4 out of 5 days, the absolute most profitable, most intelligent, and most professional thing you can do is absolutely nothing. You don't get paid for trading a lot, you get paid for waiting well. So what exactly are you waiting for? You're waiting for this, the pivotal point. Think of it as a historically important line in the sand. It's not a guess, it's not a hunch, it's a critical price level. And when the market finally breaks through that line with real conviction, I'm talking force and volume, that's the market giving you a clear, undeniable signal. That's your green light. That's your permission to finally act. And this really is the key difference, isn't it? The amateur, the gambler, they try to anticipate the move. They're trying to be a hero and guess what's going to happen next. But the professional, they wait for the market to confirm what's already happening, and then they act. Your job isn't to be a psychic. It's to react to the proven facts right in front of you. Okay, so you've got your defense ready. You've been patient, you've waited, and you've finally gotten the signal. Now what? You don't just mortgage the house and go all in. Nope. This is where Livermore's real genius for managing a position comes into play. He called it pyramiding. And it all starts with a small pilot position, just a little test. Now here's the rule. If, and only if, that first little trade shows you a profit right away, then the market is giving you the green light to add more. You see? You're building on strength. You're scaling into a winning position and letting the market's money, your profits, fund the future risk. And this is the absolute non-negotiable law that makes this the exact opposite of averaging down. You reinforce success, not failure. You feed your winners and you starve your losers. It's simple. A winning trade earns the right to grow bigger. A losing trade? It earns nothing but a one-way ticket out the door. So when you step back and look at all these rules, cutting your losses, waiting for the signal, pyramiding into strength, what do they all have in common? They're not really about chart patterns. They're tools. They're systems for enforcing psychological discipline. Because the ultimate game, the one that really matters, is the one being played right inside your own head. You know, we all have this idea of the brilliant, lone genius trader. Well, this right here just blows that myth right out of the water. Livermore was absolutely convinced that a regular person with rock-solid discipline will, over the long run, always beat an erratic genius. Why? Because consistency, that's the real engine that drives compounding returns, not flashes of brilliance. And really, when you boil it all down, it comes to this. You can't control the market, you can't control the news, you can't control what other people do. The only three things in this entire universe you have total control over are when you get in, when you get out, and your own attitude about it all. That's it. That's where all your energy should go. This one is all about humility. Your ego desperately wants to be right. It wants to argue with the price action, with the tape. But the tape, the market itself, that's the ultimate judge. It's the final word. It's reflecting the combined actions of millions of people. Your job isn't to fight it or tell it what to do. Your job is to listen to it and align yourself with what it's telling you. And there you have it. That, in a nutshell, is the speculator's code. It's not some magic formula for predicting the future. It's a lifelong commitment, a commitment to mastering your own worst impulses. It's about replacing all that hope and fear with a solid process and unwavering discipline. So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Think of the market as a giant, brutally honest mirror. It doesn't show you what you wish was true. It shows you who you really are when the pressure is on. So the question is, when you look into that mirror, what's it going to show you? Will it reflect discipline, patience, and humility? Or will it just reflect back your own ego, your fear, and your greed? The choice, as they say, is all yours.